Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Maxandjuancast. Max, how you doing tonight, my brother?
Good one. Very good. How are you doing tonight? Tell me about it.
Oh, man. It's rough. Been a rough night. It It's the worst, man. It's the worst when you're waiting
Hmm.
to watch your team all fucking day and they put on that performance. It is very frustrating. 25 plus years of this shit, man. Still going through it. All right, look.
I Can I say something real quick,
Yeah.
one? I feel like we're gonna have a very interesting talk on this new wave of analytics in the NFL
Yeah.
because I personally have some very strong opinions about what I saw in the Raider game
Yeah.
and what I saw in the Charger game.
Yeah.
And those are two
100%.
teams kind of tied together just because they're in the same division, the rivalry they share. And we have two coaches who took very different viewpoints, and I think one coach was complete. I think both coaches were completely wrong.
Yeah.
So
All right, look, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below. We are doing week 3 reactions, raw reactions Sunday night. I got to get a new, whatchamacallit, to this. I keep on forgetting.
team,
No, that too, but a different graphic. Keep on forgetting to switch it. Anyway, it's fine. All right, ignore the pick'em. It's MJC Sports. Welcome to the channel. Look, I think we should go right into it as far as analytics wise. We'll throw in the Raiders. We'll throw in the Chargers. I think those are two games
the
that we're definitely.
Packers,
Yeah, we'll throw in the
we'll throw in
Packers.
the Packers.
So, if you guys don't know the score, Vegas winds up losing tonight. Go ahead and make fun of me. Go ahead, 18-23. Stats wise, it was an ugly game. Jimmy G threw the ball 44 times. Kenny Pickett,
Yeah,
235, 2 touchdowns. Jimmy G, 3 interceptions. Devontae went off
the
for 172. Uh, Max,
that third pick was just egregious, right?
all of
Like,
them were egregious.
well,
All of
I
them.
only saw the third one. I really tuned in when it became interesting. It was a two. So the two possession game, you guys, they were down 23-7.
Yeah.
They get a touchdown, go for two, get a quick 3 and out. They score again, or sorry, they're driving. It's they kick a field goal, which I didn't agree with. It was like 4th and 5. Remember one? Then
Yeah.
it was 4th and 1. Sorry, 4th and 1. Raiders get a false start, which is that really a false start nowadays? Is that what that is?
Apparently.
Like, I yeah, disagree with that. Just on the side note,
Mm,
they kick a field goal. They get a roughing the snapper, right? That was a penalty call,
yeah.
which again, that's a dumb penalty. Um, then they get held down. They get held out. It's 4th and 3 with 2 minutes and like 22 seconds to go. You're thinking, go for it, right, Juan? It's like,
Right.
oh, even if we don't get it, we're still, even if you kick a field goal, you're still down.
Yeah.
You're still down by a touchdown. Like you can't. There's no 5 point play you can have.
Yeah.
So I don't get Josh McDaniels'
You
lack
don't
of
have the
like,
best defense in the world. You're not bringing out the 85 Bears out there. You be
yeah,
getting.
I just don't get it. Like, why wouldn't you go for it? I mean, I feel like that cost you the game. I
I
mean, it
think.
did. Like, obviously, Jimmy G's picks don't help.
Yeah.
But in that decision, I think was blatantly wrong.
Yeah. No. 100% wrong. And when you, my philosophy of it, you have a chance to win the game, and your offense has the ball. You take that opportunity all day long. And yeah, you can argue, oh, they were only going to tie it. They couldn't win it. I don't care. Tying the game is winning the game. That's trying to win the game. To me, you're selling yourself short if you can't get a 4th and 4. Like your offense is in the red zone. You're telling me you can't get that?
I, the Raiders' money on their team is on offense. It's not like you look at their team and you're like, wow, there's
Another point.
Max Crosby, there's Ray Lewis. It's not like that. It's like, hey, if they're going to do something, it's going to be on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, it's head scratching for sure. Look, I'm frustrated with McDaniels. I'm frustrated with Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm like so close to just every bad throw that Jimmy G has. I'm just like Aiden O'Connell all the way. I know like it may be early and I'm being an antsy ass fan, but it's truly how I feel. I didn't feel confident in Jimmy G when they signed him. I didn't feel confident week 1 when they beat the Broncos. I didn't feel confident last week, and I don't feel confident this week. And like I told Max pre-show, I will never feel confident in Jimmy G. He is not the answer. It's just more reason to just look back at that Derek Carr deal and be like, what the fuck? Like, you have a quarterback that is 2-0, was up 17-0, about to be 3-0 if he probably stayed in that game and didn't get hurt. And you're over here looking down the barrel of 1-2 with poor performances.
Well, here's the thing, Juan, about your fan base. If this was Derek Carr, they'd immediately be calling for Aiden O'Connell, right? They'd already be saying Carr's a bum. It's always Carr. It's always Carr. Yeah. Well, the truth is sometimes the grass isn't always greener. Yeah. They cut Derek Carr. They got nothing for him. I mean, he's obviously a better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo and probably Aiden O'Connell. Jimmy G's performance today was piss poor. It again shows why Jimmy G is a product of the people around him. He's not the type of guy to make anything out of nothing. If that makes sense to you, it's just he's there for the scripted shit. Yeah. He doesn't make any off-kilter stuff. Hey, if he was in Miami, he'd probably look really good because he could just throw the ball to those playmakers. But again, once the going gets tough with guys like Jimmy G, and I only use Miami in the sense of they have a lot of really good weapons. Same thing, you put them in
San Francisco.
San Francisco, yeah, Philadelphia, Dallas. You probably look good because, hey, I can dump the ball down to Tyreek Hill, Debo Samuel, and get 40 yards. And looks, Jimmy G's 2 for 5. He has 80 yards passing. Well, he hasn't thrown the ball past the line of scrimmage, and this is be the thing that plagues you. I think, again, getting rid of Derek Carr was a mistake. Hey, Raider fans, you should be coming at Jimmy G the same way you were getting at Carr. And I get Carr was there for a long time, so he was a scapegoat. You know, coaches didn't back him up and shit. But this Raider team, the pass rush again, Max Crosby or bust.
Yeah.
They had the drama with Chandler Jones. They can't cover anybody. They really can't block that well. Jimmy G's under duress a lot. Shooting themselves in the foot. It's Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers and sometimes Josh Jacobs, and this team's not good. And when you're not a good team, you have to take a risk. And Josh McDaniels thought, hey, we have a chance to tie the game and kind of get the momentum, and they didn't get it. Yeah. They didn't do it. I want to tie in one more game to the analytic talk, if that's cool with you. I want to tie in Dallas.
Yeah.
Just a little bit later. But I just wanted to add one more team to the analytic talk.
Gotcha. Last thing on the Raiders, I'll say this. The Raiders have always had this stink ever since they've lost the Super Bowl to Tampa Bay. And it just shows tonight over and over again. Like Marcus Peters, a guy that is a turnover machine in his career. He 9 times out of 10 gets that interception, takes it to the house. It just so happens tonight he's in a Raider uniform. He drops the fucking pick. And it's just like, to me, it's just like, when is this going to end? Because to me, the only time where the Raiders felt like that Raiders stink was off was the playoff year a couple of years back when they went on that stretch of like 4 games in a row where it's like things were actually breaking their way. They were winning games. They were coming up.
You say that, but they had a receiver get into a real bad legal situation. Their coach gets fired. Like it was Raiders stink until like they started winning games.
I know.
It's just like so there's always drama. It's not like Baltimore where it's like, yeah, you lose this game, but you're still fine. You're still probably going to make the playoffs and stuff like that. And I get you, and I bet it's really frustrating. I can't really talk about it. I've been really blessed to have 4 head coaches in my life as a Philadelphia fan. No. Andy Reid for a big chunk, Chip Kelly for 2 years, Doug Peterson for a good 4-year stretch, and now Nick Sirianni. I can't really complain.
I don't know if you were super glued to the screen all night and you had no breaks, but I think one of the funniest things I seen was the graphic when they did the coaches for the Raiders over the last like 25 years. And then the coaches for the Steelers.
So it's like Cowher and Tomlin.
Oh my goodness, man! They've only had 3 head coaches ever in their franchise. That's it.
Can I try to do you know the Raider coaches in the last 25 years?
Yeah, I
Like, do you
can
know
name.
most of them? Can
Oh
I
yeah,
just try to can I try to name some?
yeah,
Because I know you know. I want to
yeah,
just see. So you had a year of Tom Cable,
yeah.
McDaniel,
Mm-hmm.
Bisaccia,
Mm-hmm.
Gruden,
Mm-hmm.
Del Rio,
You're at 5,
Hugh Jackson,
6.
Hugh Jackson,
Yeah.
Tony Sperano,
Yep.
Barry the Football,
Bury
right?
the
Yeah.
football.
Okay. Who was that? Mike Tice? Mike Tice?
No, Mike Tice wasn't a head coach. Mike Tice was the
No.
offensive line coach.
Offense line. I
So
said Tom Cable.
yeah,
Gruden
think of
again.
Mike Tice's tenure, the head coach. I don't think you've named
I,
him. He's in the league still.
the one you hate from the Saints, Dennis Allen.
Oh, Dennis Allen, that's
Uh,
another one.
Dennis Allen. Yeah,
But there's
yeah, yeah.
another D coordinator. Did you name Del Rio?
I said Del Rio. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
I
you're at
said
8
Del
then.
Rio. I'm trying to think like 2000. That's when it was fucking bad. That's
I'll
when it was
get
really
one
bad.
of them was a legendary player when he played. Shit
Art
hiccup.
Shell.
Art Shell, there you
Or
go.
Gino. Was it Gino? Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. It was bad. Am I missing any? I'm sure I'm missing some.
uh Mike Shanahan, Norv
Oh, my
Turner,
God.
Gruden,
Yeah, the first time.
Bill
I think
Callahan.
right. Oh, Bill Callahan. Yeah, you got
Mhm.
it's the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that's about
Yeah.
all of them almost.
Oh, there's just some dark times, dude.
Yeah.
Just
Dark
some dark
times, man.
times.
Look, the Raiders are 1-2. Um, you know who else is 1-2 that we need to talk about? It's the LA Chargers, man. Look, they got to win today.
You guys are still in the division though,
Hey, we
right?
still in it. Even though Kansas City's on a whole nother level, but
Yeah.
besides that, look, I got to give a big shout out to the Chargers, man. It's a dark day when I'm giving a shout out to the Chargers and shitting on the Raiders, but 28-24, Justin Herbert, I'll do it for you, Max. 40 of 47, 405, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
Mm.
Keenan Allen, 18 catches for 215 yards and a passing touchdown to Mike Williams, I should add.
I mean, I would have loved to blow Justin Herbert right now,
Yeah.
but can we just talk about our text? So, I mean, this is the point of the game where, it's 4th and 1. The Chargers decide to go for it on their own 28. They're up by 4. Minnesota has no timeouts. And first of all, I just want to point this out. I would not have gone for that.
100%.
I absolutely would not have gone for that.
And let's add to
was
this.
Not lighting the world on fire.
Let's add to this, Max. If we did go for it, we will keep it in Herbert's hands.
Yeah, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. So they go for it. The Minnesota's offense really hadn't done much to that point. They weren't lighting the world on fucking fire. Like, they had one Justin Jefferson fluke play. Chargers were up by 2 touchdowns, and on 4th and 6, they gave it up, and they just scored a touchdown to the Vikings. So they go for it, and they decide, we'll get right into the back dive because if they think it's fucking Madden, it's going to work. It's not. They can't run the ball all day. They've had 30 rushing yards.
Yeah.
So this is my thing. First of all, I absolutely think it was a 10 out of 10 bad decision to go for it in that situation.
Fireable offense.
I said, wow, all right, I guess it was nice, Staley. And I thought to myself, they'll probably win this game and keep this fucking numbnut around a couple weeks longer.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they did. But my point is, I hate the decision. 9 out of 10 bad to go for it because you have to give it 1. If it works, it works. You're like, great.
Yeah.
Because you got to give something, right? But the play call is 0 out of 10. You have a quarterback who was throwing lasers all over the field, right?
Yeah.
Throwing rockets, whatever, ropes, whatever. You don't keep it in his fault. Minnesota couldn't cover anybody. Mike Williams had a big day and he got hurt. So I'm just like, wow. Like, that's another thing, Kellen Moore. Like, you think in that situation where we can't run the ball, we have 30 rushing yards, we're going to just pound it on Minnesota. And I get they're not the Eagles or Niners, but just have some self-awareness, dude.
Yeah.
And of course, they win the fucking game that they should have lost because of their own stupidity. And not to mention, they were shooting themselves in the foot, 3rd and 13.
No.
Unnecessary roughness. Like clockwork.
How much
Both
longer?
These teams suck.
Yeah, how much longer is it's Herbert or bust with this team, because everything falls on him. I think the last 2 weeks speak clearly of that. If he doesn't play immaculate like he did today, they're losing. They're losing that game, whether it's for head coaching decisions or the defense. And to me, Staley falls under both of those categories, man. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous, man. Me and Max were talking about it during the pick'ems last week. Like, Keenan Allen should not be having to do all this. They have Quentin Johnson.
Yo, just tip your hat to Keenan Allen.
Jeez, man.
What do you have? 18 for 215 or something? Like, outrageous. Like, good. Yeah. And Keenan Allen's the type of guy that's like, I'm sorry to say, he's not Tyreek Hill. He's not Justin Jefferson. He's not Jamar Chase. He's really good. He's not even A.J. Brown.
Right.
He's really freaking good. And he has a great quarterback. He works from the slot. He's not going to get you for 50 yards over and over. It's like little dink and dunk and run.
Yeah.
This Minnesota team is bad. The Chargers really should like smash them. If we're being honest with each other, Joshua Palmer has a fumble and they're up by a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
The refs kind of screwed them on a fumble by Alexander Madison. Derwin James gets one helmet-to-helmet hit, and it's bang-bang always. Yeah. But this Charger team is just – they're their own worst enemy. They have so much talent, Juan. This is my point, right? For a team like the Raiders that lacks talent, you have to be aggressive.
Yeah.
For a team that has talent, and this is where I'm going to tie in the Dallas game, Dallas was down by I think 7 points, Juan, or something, or 9 points. They went field goal. Oh, it's 6. And then they go for it the next time. It's like, no, just take another 3.
Yeah.
2 more field goals, you win the game.
Yeah.
It's not like Arizona is the fucking greatest show on turf. You can stop them.
Yeah.
But you decide to be aggressive. You lose the momentum. It's just like, yo, have some fucking brain power.
That coaches. And know your team. Know your team well enough on what you do good.
A team like Dallas, who was playing bad, who didn't come out ready to play, they still had moments where you're like, oh, they could easily get back in this game. So the score was whatever it was. Yeah. They were down the field goal. If they didn't kick the field goal, all they needed was one more field goal to tie it, or to get down by 1.
Yeah.
And then they could kick 2 field goals. And there was so much time left, and I'm like, you're so stupid.
Yeah.
You're the more talented team. Take the fucking points.
Yeah. It's so ass backwards. It's so ass backwards to
absolutely.
Me. To me, leaving Arizona out of this equation, and even Dallas for now, but the Chargers, Minnesota, the Raiders, and the Steelers, honestly, all played super poorly today. Really bad. Even the Steelers on their part. Besides a couple good plays here and there, they played fucking terrible too. They were just wanting to give the Raiders the game. Same thing.
It's really what team wants to win this game. Who's going to hurt themselves the most? It's not like what team's going to win it.
Let's talk about the flip side with with fucking Minnesota. What the fuck was that clock management? They're a goal-to-goal situation, and they're just milking the clock. They wind up rushing themselves, and Kirk Cousins throws a pick on 1st and goal. I'm sorry, Max. I'm getting all 4 tries to punch it in as a team. I don't give a fuck.
Or at least you get 3. So they got down there. They got the completion with 30 seconds left.
Yeah.
Go. You clock it. It's 24. He calls a play. They hiked the ball at 12 seconds. Even if they got it off, say that ball wasn't picked, they have one more play, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Instead of having 4 comfortable plays.
Right.
Just poor clock management, man. And I
so
feel bad for Kirk Cousins. I feel bad for him a little bit because he's just going to get blamed no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, they couldn't stop with nosebleed the defense.
Yeah.
But again, there's moments in time where you see Kirk Cousins and his lack of making plays happen, and you're like, that's what's holding this team back a little.
Yeah.
He kind of has a Derek Carr one. When there's people around them, I'm going to just crunch up on a little ball. I'm going to try to throw, but it's never accurate. And like the Chargers pass rush, I thought like they got to him a little bit, made some miscues, but again, both teams, any team that played those 2 games could have won that game, and they just shoot themselves in the foot.
And you're talking about Dallas. Let's get into them. They lose today, of course, by Arizona, 28-16. Look, man, honestly, to me, it looked like a team that was kind of lacking confidence. It was. Arizona came out, punched them in the mouth. Oh my goodness. Like, it was right off bat. James Conner was out there running his ass off. Joshua Dobbs, he is not bad at all. These stats do not tell the story of the game. Joshua Dobbs, low-key, has been really fucking good for 3 straight weeks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great backup quarterback.
Yeah.
You'd be an awesome backup. I have an interesting take to get to towards the end of the game. You watched this whole game, or did you kind of?
Yeah, no, I watched it.
They're down by like 2 possessions with 4 minutes, and they're handing the ball off
to Tony Pollard.
What does that tell? What does that you? What does that tell you?
Yeah.
Does that mean anything to you? Just as a unbiased observer, because you don't care about either of these.
They don't trust Dak.
No,
they don't
right?
trust him.
That's just to me. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. It's like there's 4 minutes to go, and you're handing the ball off. Like, go ahead and talk. I'm just going to pull up the game log. I'm just going to tell you because I want to make sure I'm not fucking crazy.
Look, man, I think
but
they don't trust Dak. Dak didn't play all that amazing the last 2 weeks. It's been all about the defense. And this week with the whole Trayvon Diggs injury, it showed today. It looked like a team that was shot. That first drive, it's like they didn't have no type of reaction to that. And the defense looked slow. It looked sloppy. They were getting done up by the Cardinals, bro. Like, that's a problem. And they're over here trying to rally on the sidelines, and nothing was working for them.
They're down 28-16 with 7 minutes in the game.
Yeah.
Run to Tony Pollard. 3rd and 1 with 6 minutes left. Tony Pollard, run. Tony Pollard, run. Screen pass. 3rd and 1, 5 minutes to go. Tony Pollard, run the ball. 1st and 10, 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Tony Pollard, run up the middle for 5 yards. 2nd and 5, Tony Pollard, up the middle. 1st and goal on the 5, Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
Run up the. And there's 4 minutes to go. You're down by 12. What fucking quarterback's doing this?
Right.
Like, I'm not trying to hit on Dak. I'm just saying he's not in the trust tree. I don't know what it is, but they've been managing Dak through 3 weeks. Like, let's be real. Week 1, he didn't have to do a damn thing. Week 2, they were like, we're sure as hell not losing this game with our offense.
Yeah.
And I think it's very weird. Yeah. I just think it's something to look at. I'm not saying Dak's a bum. I'm not saying Dak's bad. I'm saying from what I've seen, the Dallas Cowboys on week 2 and week 3 are the leash is short on Dak.
Yeah. Because
in my opinion, you don't do shit like that if you're confident in your quarterback. You want if that was the Chiefs, if that was the Bills,
you're getting blown out.
Bitch out every play.
Yeah. And you're getting blown out if you're playing like that with Dak.
Yeah.
It's looking worse. Look, Dallas is still a really good team, man. Hopefully, to look on the bright side of things, you can say, hey, we were shot. We're still, losing our confidence because of what happened to Trayvon Diggs. Our offense didn't play all that well today. We're going to bounce back. Who does Dallas play next week?
Patriots and then 49ers. So is this game to you like a blip, or is it kind of like
it could be a blip. It could be a blip. It could be. They can bounce back.
Things to come.
On the offensive side, I think it's things to come. But on the defensive side, I'm not that worried. They got way too much talent to play like that.
Well, what I'd be worried about is just what Arizona did of running the ball at them.
Yeah.
Because I never looked at them and like, damn, they could just shut down the run.
Right.
Like, let's be real. The Giants got down so quick.
Same thing with the Jets.
They couldn't run the ball.
Well, the Jets can't fucking do anything, so let's take them out of the equation, I guess.
Correct. Well, shout out to Arizona, bro.
Yeah.
to come in, and we lost our sole pick. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We made it 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So shout out to Arizona, man. Jonathan Gannon,
shout out to
hats off to
hey,
Arizona.
hey, look, I want to give
Josh Dobbs, James Conner.
I want to give an apology out for Jonathan Gannon. I know myself, I was making a lot of jokes about him and Caleb Williams shit. You guys have looked very competitive the last 3 weeks, and I would have never thought that the Cardinals will look like that. And they've proved me wrong. And they did this without Budda Baker. They did this without Kyler Murray. Those are two of their best players on their team, and they won today. I'm not saying that they're going to be a playoff team or anything, but kind of like a couple other teams like Houston today, it just seems like they're going to be a pain in the ass.
Wow. Man, let's talk. Can we talk about Houston?
Yeah, let's talk about Houston, man.
Man, I wanted to pick them one, but I was like, I learned my lesson. I was like a week too early.
Yeah.
But wow. Dude, D'Amico Ryans, congrats on your first win, bud.
Yeah.
Great job.
Look, I'm gonna eat some crow right here. It's not the end of the season. I know it's only week 3, but I want to apologize about CJ Stroud. This kid, the last 2 weeks at least, he's shown that he can fucking play, man. And whether it's on the run, in the pocket, hitting Tank Dell, the kid can fucking play. The kid can play, man. And as far as now,
they're missing 4 offensive linemen. Tunsil, the other guy, the Titus Howard, Kenyon Green.
Yeah,
it's not pretty for him, man.
And they don't even. It's not like they were running the ball all the way down the field the last couple of weeks.
Oh, no.
They're still struggling to run the football. It's on CJ Stroud's arm. That's the thing that's so impressive, man. And I know it's only 3 weeks in the season, but all I'm saying right now, it's looking shaky, that Bryce Young, CJ Stroud debate. Because to me, CJ Stroud looks like the guy that's more poised than Bryce Young. Bryce Young is looking like a deer in headlights the 2 weeks that he played.
I would say the things that I questioned about Bryce Young, I've seen a lot of in the first 3 weeks. Excuse me, the first 2 weeks, whether that's the small stature and playing around stuff, to now, will the frame hold up? And 2 weeks in, you're already banged up.
Right.
Obviously, a lot of career ahead of us. Could be healthy the rest of his career. But he wasn't healthy in college for times. Not healthy in the NFL. It's just a slippery slope. I mean, he's had his moments, but CJ Stroud's just looked like that kind of guy, man.
Yeah. And today, part of it today was that Houston defense, who was out without Derek Stingley.
Standing today.
Yeah.
Out freaking standing.
The Jags, look, man, the Jags, to me, this is what you're going to kind of get. We kind of forgot about it because they got so hot late into the season. But now I'm realizing, this is who the fucking Jags are. They're prone to give up a fucking goose egg like this during the season. Because we seen it last season like this. It was just these games where it's what the fuck happened to the Jaguars? And what is going on with Trevor Lawrence? Why is he making these stupid decisions? And
they just got off to such a bad start this game. They had a missed field goal, punt, and a blocked field goal. And then you're thinking, damn, we should have 6 points, but we're down 14-0.
Yeah, don't forget the fullback taking the kickoff, the squib kick to the house.
Oh my god. You never sky kick it to the fullback anymore.
Never sky kick it, man.
Don't sky kick. Madden, don't listen to Madden, guys. But just a weird game. But again, it's not like it's the Bears. It's your division rival. They're going to get up a little bit extra to play you. I think it's great for Houston to get that monkey off the back of winning your first game. Maybe it's a sign of things to come for Houston, but I mean, I think this team can be real feisty. I mean, they've been feisty.
Yeah,
they could win a few games now.
They're going to be
Stingley's coming back, and CJ Stroud looked that part. And if they can get a little healthy on the O-line and let him have some time on, that's when it gets scary.
Yeah, they're just going to be just like Arizona, where people are going to look at the schedule and they're going to be like, easy W, and they're just going to be a handful. because they have a lot of talent. And you just one of those teams that you just don't want to play. They're not like the Bears. Like we all expected the Bears to look like how Houston and how Arizona is competing. On the Bears side, it's like they're getting waxed out here. Absolutely waxed. And
but one, I would have told you before the game, with all this bullshit happening with them, Justin Fields fighting with the coach, not fighting, just not being happy with how he's being used, whether it's with the coach, with himself, whatever. The defensive coordinator resigns amidst getting raided by the feds. They were going to get destroyed this week. Taylor Swift was there, which made it worse because they had to show her every 10 minutes.
Facts.
But this Bears team I want you to tell me who's a bigger dumpster fire right now. I think the two biggest dumpster fires from a team's perspective is the Bears and the Broncos.
I would say the Broncos are a bigger dumpster fire. I'm sorry.
I would take the other side. I would say the Bears, just because I know Sean Payton got 50 burgered today.
70 burgered.
No. I mean, he lost by 50. But yeah, 70 burger. Didn't Sean Payton put up a 70 burger as the Saints head coach?
I don't
on
know.
Dallas or some shit?
That's a pretty good question.
But this Chicago team, with the defensive coordinator resigning, with the quarterback not being happy, I don't see anything positive out of Chicago at all. Like Justin Fields threw for like 90 yards today. Like we're just going backwards. We can't run the ball. Like, don't get me wrong. Denver got whooped today. But I could see Denver being better than the Bears, man. Like, I know that's crazy to say after you just give up 70 fucking points. But I think that Miami shit is just out of control. Like, wow. I'm dumbfounded. I'm so dumbfounded by what I saw today.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't. I'm not trying to hate on Tua. It was just an ass kicking everywhere. You score 70 points. It's not just your quarterback. He was a huge part. He played amazing. Mike McDaniel was carving the Denver Broncos up with everything today. Is that a fair assessment with the way they ran the ball down Denver's fucking throat, threw the ball? They could do nothing. They had no chance of stopping this Miami team.
Yeah, it was just all around. It was a bad matchup. Just speed everywhere. To me though, it looked like the Broncos straight up quit. Honestly, that's what it looked like to me. When you're getting demoralized like that in the run game, Max, and you let two running backs combine for 6 touchdowns, yeah, it's
oh my god,
it's a bad recipe, bro. Like, it's ridiculous. 70 fucking points, Max. Thank God it didn't happen at home. Thank God it didn't happen in Denver, because that would have been even worse.
The Saints scored 62 with Peyton. I thought they fucked up the Colts on a Sunday night game.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
But dude, oh my god, like, hey, I'll say this for Russ: this game wasn't on you, bud.
It wasn't Max. But what did I say last week when we were talking about Denver?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't matter.
Deeper than Russ. Well, look, they gave up 40 carries. They gave up 350 fucking yards.
Yeah. To me, man, it's not.
Hold on, real quick, one. That's nothing. That's you quit, right? I agree with you. That's you quit.
Yeah.
Like, no team really can give up 350 yards unless they quit.
Yes.
Like, Devon Chain one. Great rookie performance, dude. Wow.
Yeah. Look, like I said last week, it doesn't matter how it looks with Russ. If he winds up losing in this kind of fashion, it's always going to be put on him. The blame's not going to go on Sean Payton. He's new. They paid for him. I know they paid for Russ too, but they just newly paid Sean Payton. And like I said, Sean Payton did not go there for Russ. That's what people get way twisted. Russ is on a short leash. I wouldn't be surprised if Jarrett Stidham is starting in about a week and a half from now. I'm just saying.
I absolutely disagree with that assessment. I don't think Russ is going to be benched in 2 weeks. I don't think that's even close to happening.
If they go 0-6, Max, you don't think he'll be benched?
No. What are they going to say? Like, what are they going to say about him today? Like, hey, I threw, like, even the stats. What are you going to say? He threw for 306 yards. Yeah, they got blown out. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, it doesn't matter. You fucking put up points in a fire. But, like, this game's not on Russ. I think Russ has done some decent things. Yeah, he shot himself in the foot a little bit. I think Russ is actually looking better than last year. Like,
That's
I
not
just
hard
think
to
this
do.
Miami team is on a mission, and Mike McDaniels is in that fucking groove, dude. I mean, he carved them up today.
Yeah,
they carved them up.
Tua and Mike were in their fucking bag, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tua was out here throwing fucking no look shovel passes. Like he was feeling
like, that's
himself.
what I'm saying. Like, and they just had it all, man. I'm so impressed by Miami. I got to eat crow. Look, I don't want to be this guy, but like I just want to see Tua with some adversity. You know what I mean? It's not like I want him to fail. I just want to see if this guy's for real. Like I know they just put up 70 points, right? But like, what happens when your back's against the wall?
I felt like
what happens?
Look, I know you're gonna disagree with me, but I feel like week 1, like his back was against the wall. He was down.
Oh yeah. Juan says it now.
He had to drive.
He
had to drive.
Like,
he had to drive. But at the end of the day, he made the plays. They were down. Was he not backs against the wall there?
He is. But I basically what I want to see, Juan, and this is just my own. This is how I want to see it. I want him to go into a Buffalo in December and win finally. I want him to go into Green Bay, to a New Orleans, to a Dallas. Like, I want to see those things happen. Like, I want him to, like, go in a hostile place with a really good defense. And I want to just see Miami. Like, no offense. Let's not
pull
up
their schedule.
See Miami play.
Pull up their schedule. Who they play that's marquee coming up? What's their first test?
They play the Bills next week.
In Miami?
In Buffalo.
That's good. That's good.
Then the Giants and Panthers. So that's nothing special. But the Giants play tough.
Yeah.
They play the Eagles Sunday night.
It's a good test.
October 22nd.
And in Philly?
In Philly. Yeah.
Hey,
that's what I want.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Okay, so they got the Bills, the Giants, the Panthers, the Eagles, the Patriots, the Chiefs. Now that stretch of 3 games, that's what I'm gonna know.
So we're gonna see it. We're gonna see if he stays healthy. We're gonna see.
As of right now, there's nothing negative to say about this Dolphins team except just stay healthy. Like Jalen Waddle didn't play today.
Right.
He scored 70 points. Robbie Anderson coming off the street. Like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
Let's go ahead and talk about. We'll talk about a bunch of games. Carolina today winds up losing to Seattle. They were in this game though. The score doesn't really indicate how close this game was through in and throughout.
No, very close.
Dalton, 58 attempts. That's fucking crazy.
It's great, man.
Yeah, but Seattle was just a little bit too much. Kenny Walker got going. Geno Smith. Yeah, DK. 6 catches for 112. What did you think of the Seahawks?
I thought they had a really good week, and I thought Carolina was just destined to lose this game. It just seemed like no matter what they did, Seattle had an answer for it.
Yeah.
Carolina's got some fight. Obviously, you don't want to. Who cares about Andy Dalton? We want to see Bryce Young. Would have been a great game for him to see like what he's made of.
Yeah. But
their O-line is bad in Carolina, and they're going to get Bryce Young hurt if they don't step their shit up.
It was so bad, Max. Ike Nkwonu had 4 false starts today. 4.
Yeah, it looked like a team who wasn't ready for that environment of Seattle. And I think we don't talk about Seattle again, like the environment enough because they haven't been that great. It's still a really tough place. It's a really tough place to play.
It is. It's tough. It's tough, Max, because I feel like home field is dying more and more in the NFL. There's only maybe a handful of places that are hard to play in. Honestly, I feel like KC's still there. New Orleans is one of those places. Seattle.
I would say Philly. Philly can be not like. I think the fans are just assholes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not assholes. They're just rough. They're just real tough.
I mean, you can
put tough
Philly
on their own team.
Yeah, you can.
It's not a hostile. It's a hostile place, but it's not like
yeah
loud like the Superdome and stuff. You know, where it's KC. I'm not foolish enough to say that.
But can you think of any other place that's like true home field advantage?
New England. So it's weird shit, right? It's always weird shit.
Yeah, no. Maybe MetLife because everyone gets hurt on their field. Speaking of MetLife, home field advantage didn't work out today for them, man. New England 15-10, beat the Jets. Look, man, what are we gonna do about Zach Wilson? They're sticking with him. What the fuck, man? What was that? What was that today, man? It was terrible.
It was bad, man. Yeah. It's bad pass protection. It's him not throwing the ball to open receivers quickly. Like there's a few times where Garrett Wilson is open on a drag or a quick little slant and he doesn't throw it. I just don't get what he's looking at. Like
I'm telling you, Max, look, this Jets team is on the brink of like losing something special. And special in a case where this year can take a toll on a team. Like they're gonna have to go. They went through this shit last year, Max. The defense was good, offense couldn't score. You know how demoralizing that is? Like, and it can ruin them for a longer period.
For all the blame you want to put on Zach Wilson too. Again, though, they ran the ball 22 times on for 38 yards. Yeah. Like the O-line too has to be held accountable. It's Zach Wilson, the O-line are going to kill this fucking team.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Zach Wilson's obviously the scapegoat. High pick, doesn't live up to it. Like, good quarterbacks can work with a bad O-line. But when he himself is not good, and Zach Wilson is not a good quarterback, he needs some help from the O-line. Robert Saleh's right on that point he made. We need to help him more, but the O-line's what it is. It's not going to turn into the Eagles overnight. Like, I'm sorry, if you have a bad quarterback and then you can't run the ball, recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
And they can't even pass protect that well. It's just a recipe for disaster.
Two guys to look at. I don't know how the salaries will work out. I know the
Carson Wentz, baby.
No, stop. Two guys to look at. Jimmy Garoppolo, number one, depending on how bad the Raiders get, and Kirk Cousins. I don't know how the contracts will work. I know he's making a lot of money. I know Zach Wilson's making a lot of money in Rodgers. But if they can get some type of deal done, wouldn't Kirk Cousins be a good little fit for the Jets?
Dude, I could take Joshua Dobbs. Dude, whatever.
That ship is sailed, though. That ship is sailed. They're not going to get a guy like Dobbs. To me, it's like you better get someone, Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo, guys that have proven that they can win, or nothing. You just stick with Zach Wilson at that point.
Do you think, speaking of quarterbacks that are often underperforming, do you think the Tennessee should do something with Tannehill? Do you think they should move on transition to that game? You don't think he's the problem?
I don't.
I think they're just such a weird team.
Yeah.
I can't believe they got their ass kicked today.
Without even me knowing who they play next week, I can already say I wouldn't be surprised if they win next week. And I just think they're always going to be all over the place. And a lot of this has to do with how the Browns look today. Look,
the Bengals. They play the Bengals.
I wouldn't be surprised if they beat the Bengals. One thing to say with the Browns, though. Deshaun Watson, best game that we have seen in a Cleveland Browns uniform. This is the Deshaun Watson that I was waiting for. This was the Deshaun Watson that I know of because he played great. He was escaping the pocket, making plays. He was lasers down the field. Amari Cooper had a great game. I love what I seen from Cleveland. And, this was
rallied, considering what happened to Nick Chubb.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of underlying blessing for them because I don't think Deshaun Watson was comfortable with the style that they had because it was run. Nick Chubb, it's all about Nick Chubb, which, hey, one of the best offensive lines in the league, one of the best running backs. You should fucking run the ball. But Deshaun Watson, how has it looked in Houston in years past, Max? You said it. It's speed, throwing the ball everywhere. We're kind of under talent at times. It's the Watson show. I feel like we're kind of seeing that with Cleveland, and I feel like it makes them more comfortable, as crazy as that sounds. And
I'm really curious to see how next week's going to look for the Browns too. Because even Kareem Hunt, he's much more of a receiving back than Nick Chubb.
yeah, Ford
And they play the
looked good.
Ravens next week. Yeah, Ford was really good.
Yeah.
Like, Ford was a great. He's filled in great. Kareem Hunt and Ford, maybe they're obviously the backs for the year.
Cleveland.
Hey, they play Baltimore next week, and
Oh, that's
Baltimore's
going to
coming
be a
off a
good
really
one.
surprising loss
Yeah.
to the Indianapolis Colts. And you tip your hat to Shane Steichen and the Colts, but wow, Baltimore really had a chance to like get a hold on this division. Want to go up 3-0.
Yeah.
And they just choked it away. Justin Tucker missed a 60-yard kick, which
I was
isn't
shocked.
fair to criticize him for because 60 yards is ridiculous. But with him, he's been so good, we just expect it to go in. And I'm just shocked they lost this game, man.
Yeah, the accuracy was good. The accuracy was good.
Yeah, well, it was just a yard short.
Yeah, it came down to that last play with Baltimore on offense where it was a no call.
That was absolutely a penalty.
Yeah.
That's my problem with the refs.
Yeah.
Right? You're with me?
Yeah. I get you. But Gardner
I want to know,
Minshew,
do you agree that it should have been a penalty?
Yes.
I don't. I was going to say, I don't.
As much as I hate,
no, I don't
much as I hate like the games being decided by that, but you have to call that one. You have to.
Yeah, no, I'm saying you can hate that, but that wasn't even bang bang. That was like blatant.
Yeah. Yeah. I get you.
I just don't get why they swallowed the whistle at the last second. They're just like, oh, I'm scared.
Yeah. Something just seems off with Baltimore, honestly. I know they look good at times, like Lamar had 2 rushing touchdowns today, but something just seems off with them. Still, they don't seem the same to me. They seem a little bit too Lamar-centric, and I feel like they should get Zay Jones more involved because he's electric.
Zay Flowers?
Zay Flowers, sorry.
Yeah, no, I thought today maybe the elements kind of held them back today, but I agree with you. I was waiting for them to like really grab a hold of this game, and the offense just kept misfiring.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, they're weird. I think Baltimore needs to work out some kinks. We're gonna know how good they are in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll pass over this game quick. Buffalo. What you think of Buffalo today, man? 37-3.
Sam Howell came screaming back down to earth today. It was great 2 weeks. Great comeback. Washington is still a good team. I'm not going to say they're trash because they lost this game in a way they lost it. I just think anytime they had a chance to make it a game, he threw a pick.
Yeah.
And then Buffalo just kept capitalizing off his mistakes.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a learning curve with basically a rookie quarterback. He didn't play much last year.
Look, you love to see it with Buffalo as far as taking care of business 2 straight weeks in a row. Stephon Diggs looked good again. Josh Allen. One thing to keep an eye on is James Cook. James Cook 2 weeks in a row. I know he didn't score a touchdown today, but very effective, about 98 yards on the ground. Hopefully he can turn into that second playmaker that me and Max are always talking about. Okay?
Absolutely.
Look, I want to really get into these 2 games and then we'll call it, all right? All right, Atlanta and Detroit. I had a really close eye on this one because I had a lot of things in stake. I got Bijan in my fantasy. I had Desmond Ridder. I really wanted to see how the Lions respond, and I just thought this was a really interesting game. It's 20-6, and when I tell you that I was so frustrated with Atlanta, man, and so impressed with Detroit, it was really fun to watch in that aspect because Detroit, man, this should have been a bigger blowout than it was. There was just simple stuff that was holding them back. Like Jared Goff had a really bad interception to this one to Jesse Bates, but I felt like they dominated the Atlanta Falcons in this game. And I was so disappointed in Atlanta, man. The run game, I just felt like they went into this game thinking like, hey, Kenny Walker dominated last week. We're going to run the ball down their throats. And Detroit answered the fucking call, man. Detroit was like, you know what? Sorry, Desmond Ritter's going to have to beat us. And he's not.
That's the difference. That's the difference, right?
Yeah.
Desmond Ridder is bad.
Desmond
Ridder is not good at all.
Yeah.
He got sacked 7 times. Atlanta has a good O-line. Their O-line is not the problem. I think it's just him.
Yeah.
They can't throw the ball at all. And when they do throw it, it's like Drake London, Kyle Pitts, that's 80 yards. You have two of the best playmakers in the NFL potentially, and you just don't know how to use them. His accuracy is not good. His reads are not good. He should have thrown a pick today.
Yeah.
Or a couple. He had a bad fumble. And like you said, this game should have really been a blowout. This game should not have been as close as it was.
Yeah.
But kudos to the Lions for coming back and not getting ran all over.
Yeah.
Because they literally said, all right, Desmond, beat us, please.
Yeah.
And do Brian Branch, first of all, putting your mouthpiece in your helmet's stupid like that, like an antenna. I hope he gets good radio. He's so good. He's so freaking
really
good.
though.
I think they got a steal in him.
Yes. He was all over the place. Another guy to highlight is your boy Jahmyr Gibbs. Look, he is one right cut away from taking a run to the house. He just needs to calm down. Don't hit that edge every time. Hit that hole, and you're gonna be gone, bro. Like every 2 weeks now, I feel like he's so close to just breaking one loose. But St. Brown, fucking dog as always. Jared Goff, man, look, I know I gave Jared Goff a lot of flack over the years. And even last week, I kind of scoffed at him throwing that pick six and essentially like losing that game for Detroit. But you watch him closely, man. There's a lot of the shit that you see with Goff and how he has grown as a player. You just gotta love. Like, it's him like getting into guys' fucking asses as far as like Sam Laporta, the tight end, like yelling at him at the top of his lungs because he didn't run a right route. Like, that's growth right there. That's leadership that in no fucking world that we seen that with the Rams ever. We did not see that type of leadership with Jared Goff.
But that pick he threw is what we're used to seeing on the Rams.
Yeah.
And I think he's kind of got to clean up some of his throws because that's 2 weeks now after having a really good stretch.
Yeah.
And they don't have a big margin for error in Detroit. So kudos to them for winning. But again, there's room to grow, and I hope they can grow into it. And they're 2-1. The Packers are lucky to be 2-1 because the Saints really should be 3-0. And their Derek Carr, I believe it's a sprained AC joint.
Yeah.
So it's not serious, but it is Derek Carr. He's a fragile guy. That's not a shot. I think that's just the truth of the matter about him. What do you think about that game? I thought Jordan Love played his worst game of his career. Worst game that he started this year, and they still got the job done.
Look, I would say the first half, it looked like that. And the second half, man, it was absolutely great to watch. Jordan Love made some fucking
fourth
plays.
Quarter. Whenever Carr got hurt,
yes.
Jordan Love woke up.
Yeah.
And was like, yeah, I got this.
And I mean, you've seen everything, Max. You've seen everything.
Scramble, balls, just moving around, the read option. But, I will say this one. Kudos to Jameis Winston. He gave them a chance to win the game.
Yeah.
Kick or miss.
Look,
I will say that.
The Saints are going to be fine. They get Alvin Kamara back next week. And I just felt like it was just Green Bay storming back. I can't wait to see this Green Bay offense with arguably their best player on offense, Christian Watson. He still hasn't played. Like
Aaron Jones missed 2 straight weeks.
Man. Aaron Jones missed 2 straight weeks. So Green Bay is just lucky as fuck, man, because I'm really loving what I'm seeing from JL, from Jordan Love, man. I don't know what nickname we're gonna give him, but I like his game a lot, man. I liked him coming out of college. I know I've said that before, but it just seems like that's how he's playing out there right now. Like if he was back in college. And I love seeing it, man. Absolutely love seeing it. It's going to be weird how the NFC turns out because you have a lot of teams in the same kind of tier. It's like after the Niners and the Eagles, or maybe you can throw in Dallas, however you feel about them now, but Seattle, Detroit, Atlanta, Green Bay, New Orleans, all these teams feel like all year it's going to be up and down, fluctuating all over the place, man. So it's going to be really exciting to see how that all turns out in the NFC, man. Because you can count out, like, who are we scratching off this week? Are we scratching off the Vikings? They're done?
Yeah, they're done. They're done. I can scratch off the Bears. You can scratch off the Giants.
Really? The Giants?
I think Saquon's injury is going to just really F them up.
Oh, man. Yeah, the Niners put a pretty good beat down on them on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah. I mean, Arizona, you could scratch them off too.
Yeah. It's going to be tough, man. All right. Any other thoughts about week 3 that you want to say? Anything that you see?
No, I'm just sorry to the state of Colorado, man. It was a tough one.
It was tough, man. Dion got fucked up.
Oregon's way better than them. Like, you're supposed to get your ass kicked.
And you don't have your best player on your football team in Travis Hunter. I'm not saying it would have made a difference as far as them winning, but it would have made a difference as far as them making the score a little bit more respectable.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, man. All right. I can't wait until Denver is 0-5 and Russell gets benched and I just text you, let's ride. Every time the Denver Broncos lose, Max, I'm telling you this right now, I'll be sending you a text of let's ride. And then
every time the Raiders lose one, I'm going to text you, just win, baby.
That's all right, because I know you won't, because you got a heart, man. But all I want you to text back is what you text back today. Let's ride, baby, to 0-3. So when they're 0-5, you text back, let's ride to 0-5, baby.
Yeah.
All right?
Hell yeah, brother. You know that. You know what's coming.
All right, so 2 more games on Monday, man. We'll see you guys probably Thursday morning. We'll talk about those games if anything good happens in those. We got Burrow against the Rams and Max's Eagles going up against Tampa Bay. All right.
We'll see how Burrow is.
Yeah, that's sounding really rough, man. I think that's going to do it. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you guys enjoyed this type of content, hit the like button, man. It helps out a lot. Podcast has been getting some upgrades with the whole clearness of the camera work. You know what I mean?
People are saying it. I've heard it in person. Yeah. People are like, damn, y'all clear.
Exactly. Shout out to Ahmad. Shout out to Raven. Shout out to all the people that be commenting.
My brother-in-law, Sean.
Shout out to Cisco, man. Cisco's always listening to our Raider, our Raider timestamps out there, man. But we appreciate all you guys, man, and continue to show that love and support, man. And we're truly thankful. Max, any last words?
Have a good week, guys. We'll catch you later this week on the Pick'ems.
Yep. We'll see you. Peace.